great. Okay, I'm going to bring our next comedian. And our next comedian is a very funny lady. Please give a warm welcome to Jessica Larkin.
End of this month, does anybody have to go to a wedding or have been recently? Fun, isn't it, huh? I have to go end of this month, and I'm going to be one of the bridesmaids. Yay! Yeah, no. I got to be honest with you guys, and this doesn't leave this room, but I don't want to go to the wedding. I don't want to go, and I will tell you why. I mean, it's not that I don't want to support my friend. I love her very much. You know, she's, I've known her for 10 years, and she's one of those girls where when she smiles, she brightens up the room, right? She brightens up the mood, and everyone has a good friend like that, like mine. She should be traveling cross-country for her, so, but her husband, not so much. So she's light, she's like fireworks, she's like the 4th of July, and he is like Harbor Day. Right? Like, what the fuck? I didn't understand the attraction, but he's got the personality of a carrot. He's like very bland. He's a one-word response, not very warm, monosyllabic kind of guy. So I've asked him before, I'm like trying to talk to him, how did you know she was the one? Where did you get the ring? When did you get the ring? I just wanted to get some conversation out of him. Was she excited? Did she like it? His response? Yep. That's it. That's all he said. I was like, whoa, okay, the details, I'm just so overwhelmed, Jesus Christ. So I know there's going to be a lot of Filipino nurses at this wedding. I'm going to tell one of them to get a resuscitation bag and just shock him into a new personality. Because I'm like, look, I know that, don't be embarrassed. If you're in it for the money, it's okay. It's just Buckingham Palace should be 2-star rental compared to what you should be getting, right? And you should be getting the rights to Kylie Cosmetics, right? Or what else? You should be getting, ownership to the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Or something. And speaking of football, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the wedding, and I'm going to stand there with my bridesmaid's dress, all pretty, with all the other bridesmaids and the groomsmen, and when the wedding march starts to play and the doors open, the bride is standing there beautifully. As she takes her first step at that moment, I'm going to take a knee. What do you guys think? Yeah? I'm going to take a knee, and there's going to be some aunties out there. I don't know if you know any Filipino aunties, but they're going to be like, ano ba? Ano doon? That means, what the fuck is she doing? Some of them won't know what's going on. They're going to be like, oh, okay, we kneel now? Did mass change? We kneel? Okay. That would be great if half the wedding party did kneel, wouldn't it? I don't agree with half the party. And, if they play the cha-cha slide at the reception, I am taking a fucking knee. What else can they do? Oh my God, if an old man just decides he wants to relive his youth and do breakdancing, I'm taking a fucking knee. I just don't want you to get hurt. I might need to call reinforcements, like, oh, hey, Colin, I need some help. Not so much? Crickets? Okay. But, and honestly, there's some apprehension about going back to Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know if, and that's where I'm flying to. I don't know if you guys really know about Jacksonville. It is like 1962 Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, it is like kind of part of the deep South. And so, I pretty much grew up there, and I've never had a racial slur thrown at me, ever, until this last time that I did visit. It was a few years ago, and this girl, I was having an exchanging of words, which I don't usually get into a fight. Look at me, right? And she said at the end of it, she was like, oh yeah, well, why don't you go back to China? And I was like, yeah. No, I didn't. But I actually forgave the girl because, you know, when you get so heated, you kind of just go for the first low blow, right? And after that, I started thinking about it. You know, 100 years back, let's just be realistic, there was racism. There's racism now. There's going to be racism 100 years from now. And so now that it's out in the open, let's just, you know, give some pushback and start to have some understanding about it. So I think that there are two kinds of racists. There's racists that, you know, they're grown up in an environment, they're kind of homogeneous, they have no culture, no community of friends, so they're very unfamiliar, so they might see some really kind of ignorant, stupid things. Like one time, this guy asked me from Stark, Florida. I already knew where he was from. It's a very desolate town. It is one grocery store, one bar, you know, one intersection. And he asked me, so what kind of meat do you eat? And I said, I eat beef, chicken, whatever's on the menu. And then I was walking away and thought, oh, I have to explain myself. Your dog is safe. It's fine. I like dog. I love dog. I love petting dogs. I don't want to chop them up and eat it. Okay. Don't care about the visuals there, but. And then there are the other races where they just fucking hate you. What are you gonna do about that? People say, oh, well, you gotta fight hate with love. Well, I just think that you have to kick their ass first. I mean, not necessarily violently, but you gotta kick their ass like financially, intellectually, and then maybe, the violence, well, even God kicks everybody's ass in life, right? So when you're kicking his ass, his or her ass, whoever, just say that you're doing God's work, right? That's my time, thank you guys.
Jessica Larkin, give her a nice round of applause. Jessica Larkin. Okay, we're gonna just move. I'm just gonna move it right along. Just keep going. Our next comedian.